It's Gorilla Time.
Alright, first and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. For the Chief Priest, Others of Lawyer, Joint Officer Assad, Soldier Nashar here, my esteemed co-hosts and colleagues. It's episode 23
I like that.
of
Esteem,
brothers, you know. Episode 23 of the Gorilla Time podcast, and in honor of the 23rd episode, we know that the universal consensus amongst basketball enthusiasts here in the United States of America is that number 23, or Michael Jordan, is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the best. We know other people different opinions, but the consensus, of course, is that Jordan is the GOAT, number 23. With that being said, we're going to talk about top 10 basketball players of all time, who they are, who's on the list, why, who's at the top, etc. We're going to be dealing with that on this episode. Before we get into that, though, also on the theme of number 23, I want to plug my new album that's out right now exclusively on the SICARRI Patreon. It's patreon.com/SICARRI, which is called 223. It'll be available. It came out, of course, February 23rd, exclusively on Patreon. It'll be available. I plan to have it, at least, Lord willing, available on all digital platforms on March 23rd, right before the Passover. So, y'all tune in and make sure y'all tap into that. It's powerful. You know, we'll do a breaking down the bars episode soon, like we did for my last joint for elect. So look for that coming soon. But you know, all praise Yahweh Shemal Shai. So now let's get into the basketball talk. SICARRI.
I wanted to.
Of course it was.
What's interesting is a lot of people think that the other number 23 is the best. Is the GOAT. A lot of people think LeBron James is the GOAT.
Some people think that, yeah.
Where do we stand?
But you could argue that, though.
Absolutely not.
You could argue that.
No, you could not.
You can.
No.
It's yeah.
You cannot argue that.
I mean, somebody can try. I think it's ludicrous.
Oh, okay.
And Akian, I know he has some
shout out to Akian.
We got our soldier Akian too.
Perfect.
In
That's
the
right.
cut.
We were just talking about sports.
And he's a sports expert as well. He's a sports enthusiast. He can name names, stats. I mean, this guy knows his stuff. So I know he's gonna have some input to add as well.
We're gonna play devil's advocate, me and you.
How many times has Jordan got swept in the finals?
Yeah.
Never. How many times has Kobe Bryant got swept in the finals? Never. LeBron James has been swept in the finals, not once but twice.
Can I ask you something?
He can't be the GOAT.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you realize we're dealing with two different time periods, though, too, as well,
relevant.
right?
No, it's relevant.
That's not relevant for getting swept.
But we're not talking about not that. You're right, absolutely, 100%. But you talking about rules, hand check, all that shit changed, bro.
Okay.
You talking about let
him walk himself down.
No, I'm not. You could say that during that time of Jordan's play, it was tougher.
Which it was.
Not only was it tougher, here's what a lot of people, like, this is the number one thing that almost everybody forgets about LeBron James and putting him in that level, and Kobe Bryant and not putting him in that level. Mm-hmm. People don't understand, and this is the number one thing, and I think you might agree, right? Because I think we've had a similar conversation. LeBron James played in one of, if not the weakest conferences in NBA history. The Eastern Conference that LeBron James played in was the weakest it's ever been in the entire history.
I would agree.
And Kobe played in the toughest conference, not Western Conference, not East, just conference period at that time. Think about the people who Kobe had to go against. He had to go against the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah,
he had to think about San Antonio Spurs.
David Robinson.
He had to think about the Houston Rockets with Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming and Ron Artest.
Yeah.
The Utah Jazz early in his career, he had to worry about the Karl Malone and John Stockton Utah Jazz.
That's right.
And then, mind you, when he's getting to the finals, he's going against the new bad boy Pistons. He's going against the Boston Celtics with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett.
That was a dynamic.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Rajon Rondo. I know I'm forgetting the Sacramento Kings. Come on, bro.
The Suns.
The Sonics. He's having to go against. Who's LeBron James?
We're talking about Jordan right now.
I know, but
yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I'm going back to LeBron.
It seems like he's segueing into Kobe.
You're right. I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. But going back to LeBron, who did he? Early on, who was he playing against? I will give LeBron James credit for he did beat the new bad boy Pistons. He did. But outside of that, who is he going against, bro?
I'm not saying that you're not right, but I will say that he can't help who's in the league at that time, bro. I mean,
you're right. Which is why when he went to the finals, he got swept. Because he went to that weak-ass Eastern Conference in 2007, right? Went to the finals and got 4-0 by the Spurs.
And hit a brick wall.
Because, you see that?
By a superior group of athletes.
Because I'm going to keep it all the way 100. The Utah Jazz that Kobe went against, I'm talking about with Darren Williams, Kyle Korver, and all them, and Carlos Boozer, they'd have beat LeBron James' Cleveland Cavaliers teams.
I don't know.
They'd have beat his teams.
You know what I was going to say?
The Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix Suns.
Yes. Well, how about Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash and Mari Stoudemire? Come on, bro.
They probably would have
random niggas out the gym.
The fuck is Kevin Green?
But going,
you know
LeBron, see,
from the Suns.
Kevin Johnson?
Yeah, he's talking Kevin Johnson. That's not the same. But Jordan, watch this, right? Watch this. Want to hear the craziest shit in the world?
He done made a nigga up.
Some days I'll say Jordan's number 1. Some days I'll say he's number 2. But I'm going to go with, against LeBron right now, Jordan played how many seasons in the league? 12? 14?
12.
12, right?
Yeah.
You know how many times, 2 of those with who? The Wizards, right? Which he took a break, and then he's 40 years old with the Wizards. Guess how many scoring titles Jordan has?
How many?
10.
Meaning all those years with the Bulls.
And you know the only time he didn't lead the league in scoring, and some correct me if I'm wrong, I believe is his rookie year when he averaged 28 points a game. He was 3rd. Other than that, scoring title, defensive player of the year, MVPs.
How many times did he get defensive player of the year?
1 time.
1 time.
But mind you, he's a wing player. That's an award that historically has gone to post players.
So, could I say, right? I'm just asking, right? So, LeBron, could he not play every position on the court?
1 through 4, yeah.
Hold on. Now listen. This is not a question of his athleticism.
Okay.
The question is, how great of a basketball player is he? There's no denying his athleticism.
Yeah.
I don't know about right now, maybe right now, but there was a point where he could have went and started in the NFL.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
just based off his, so we know as far as best athletes or just of all time that we've seen professionally play in the United States of America, he's up there, right along with Bo Jackson, right along with Deion, niggas who we know that really could be a professional top tier athlete in 2 major sports.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without question.
Absolutely.
He's there.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't put Michael or Kobe there.
I wouldn't put Kobe there, but I'd put Michael up there.
Man,
One of the best athletes. So when we say athlete, are we talking about being able to go and transition to other sports?
All around athletic.
Or just the only reason why he was with that team is because of who he was.
But early on, but like, eventually he started to get better. But when we say athletic ability,
but better like in terms of like he's like the average player in the MLB or
so here's what when we're talking about
in the minors.
So the minors, right.
So when we talk about athletic ability, again, are we talking about the ability to play multiple sports, or just simply like you're fast, you're strong?
No. It's overall athleticism, but testimony to being a superior athlete
is being able to translate that ability.
Okay, like that's like some real.
Could you be a starting player on that team?
Yeah. Okay. I feel you on that.
Can you do like Deion,
right,
and play 2
World Series games
in the same day?
Yeah. Or MLB playoffs and the NFL playoffs. Yeah.
No, but NFL playoffs because it's regular season. October's when you're in the regular.
You're right.
That's crazy.
There was something I wanted to say. Okay, I wanted to say this, right? This is the simplest, and I usually use this argument when going with Kobe versus LeBron, but it's even more so with Jordan and LeBron. Basketball is about really one thing, but then 2 things. Buckets, right? Scoring the ball.
Yeah.
It's you scoring the ball and not letting the other team score the ball.
Absolutely. Right.
So who's better? This is I'm not going to direct it to you. Anybody who said LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, who's better on offense?
LeBron James.
Absolutely.
I mean, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. Who's better on defense?
Michael Jordan.
Okay, then. So we have nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. The point of the game is to score and not get scored on. Jordan is better at both of those things. There's nothing. That's it.
You're right.
So is there ever going to be a time when LeBron James
and he's a better team maker? Like
true.
As a, you know what I'm saying?
Who? Jordan?
Jordan.
I emphatically disagree.
Why?
Because watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna show you.
What has LeBron made the team?
I'm gonna show you this. Watch this, right? So Jordan retires, right? The Bulls, I think, win how many less games the next year?
2, yeah, okay.
2.
Okay, but
but that speaks to
team
Jordan.
maker.
What do you mean?
If you
like
made
you're making
the
your
team,
teammates better, right?
Yes. If you made the team when you left, they're still going to be better. They're not fucking.
They don't fall apart when you take him out.
You're not the lifeblood source.
Before they weren't as strong, but when you take him out, you see how much he brought them.
Hold on.
I think LeBron James is the greatest at making their teammates better. I'll give him that.
Hassan. When LeBron James left the Cleveland Cavaliers, they literally won the least amount. They were winning both of my games to the least.
He means to the team.
Exactly. Right. Jordan built a team that he could walk away from and still won.
That's the actual point. Like when you take him out, you see how the team. He didn't make them better. It just shows you how great he is.
I mean, I see that argument, but I think that the analogy with LeBron James and that Cleveland Cavaliers team. I think the year he left, they had the #1 team. I think they had 60-something wins, and then as soon as he's gone, they lose the most amount of. That shows how vital he is. So he does because they were the number one to the last.
Making a team means you built the players up around you and made them better. Not the team is dependent on you alone.
Right. So
that's not teammaking.
I see.
Just think about camp. Your soldiers. Your soldiers. You see them.
I see the argument. I see the argument. Yeah, I see the argument.
Could LeBron ever be better than Jordan?
No.
It's too late.
So it's too late.
It's too late. He's lost 6 times in the finals. You can never say you're better than Jordan. How many? Jordan won 6 times. You lost 6 times.
Yeah, that's not.
You can't fuck with this dude. Bro. You're not on that level.
You're
good. You're great, or whatever.
You can't even stack those years as far as he's been in the league, though. He almost got what? He almost got a dub, right?
Who? LeBron?
Yeah.
That makes it worse.
Right.
Because he played
long. 18 years.
Bro, you go long. You play longer and you win less.
And look a lot of people look what LeBron does. He goes and purposely ring chases though. He goes and gets Kevin Love to join. And gets Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade and Kyrie Irving. You see what I'm saying? Bro, Jordan didn't
we
go
can
do that.
emphatically say he ring chased at least twice.
At least twice.
Mm-hmm. Jordan never. I mean, that wasn't even a thing in the 90s.
Now here's the coldest thing about it, right? Couldn't Michael Jordan have easily gone and signed with the Lakers if he wanted to? Why did he sign with the Wizards? Couldn't he have easily
he owned part of the Wizards though.
I know, but still he could have.
Ownership.
But I said he couldn't own part of the Lakers.
No, but I'm saying he still could have went and played for whomever he wanted though.
But he wouldn't do that.
Sure, but he didn't need to because he already had 6 rings.
Right, but I mean that's the point though.
His ego way too big for that shit.
True.
Way too big for that. He's not.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, now we're supposed to get to a list. Number 1, we're saying Michael. Okay, you can have that. Fine. 2. Who's 2? Now is where it gets interesting.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I disagree, but I respect your opinion.
I said the same thing last time we spoke about this.
I have Kareem a little bit lower, but I can see why.
For the record, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is arguably the most efficient, statistically the most efficient player to ever play the game.
Yeah.
So I'll put him at number 2, and he's got rings. How many rings? He's got 6 rings. He also has 6 rings.
6 MVPs.
6 rings, 6 MVPs, and efficiency through the roof.
Yep.
I gotta put him at 2.
So he's got an asterisk. He's not even top 10.
We're not the Bills of the world.
No Bill Russell.
We're not putting them in the
no
top
Oscar
10.
Robertson. No Jerry West. No, none of them. No, because
they played in a time that.
And that's why I don't put Kareem that high.
So you wouldn't put Wilt in the top?
Absolutely not. I'm going to say this, and someone can take this and go crazy with it, bro. I'm going to say something really, really crazy.
Racist.
You ready? Mm-hmm. Joel Embiid is better than Wilt Chamberlain. Would annihilate Wilt Chamberlain. Would hit him with 50. Because he's 7'1", and I've seen Joel Embiid hit somebody with a goddamn sham god, and then a step back 3-pointer. Wilt Chamberlain... You guys seen his free throws? He'd be lucky if he hits the backboard. He has no offensive skill set outside of 6 feet around the rim.
This is a hard list, bro.
He's just athletic. Now, is that, Hassan, the game changed. You're right. So we're not going, that's why I'm not putting him up there. Because he doesn't have the offensive skill set.
This is hard. This is a hard list to try to...
It's not for me.
It is.
So you guys got Kareem at 2 though, right?
I would say Kareem.
I don't Kobe.
Oh, thank you. I got Kobe at 2.
What did you have at 2?
Magic.
I'm not mad at you.
Okay.
So
he's fine.
I go some days it's Michael Jordan. Right now I'll go Jordan, Kobe. I said Michael Jordan.
Because it's like,
Michael,
what are you
Kobe.
basing it off of, right? You can't necessarily depend on range.
To me,
you can't necessarily depend on athleticism.
You can't. You can't.
Okay.
You're factoring all the. To me.
But I just brought up Bill Russell and you said no.
He
got like 12.
No, because
the
he
league
plays
had
in a
8
bullshit.
teams.
I got you.
It had 8 teams. There's 8
teams, and it was predominantly white.
I mean,
The average height of the center.
Hey, listen, it don't.
Bro,
listen, if you put him against the 80s
I told you I'm playing
or the
devil's advocate all the time.
the 80s or the 90s, he'll get exposed.
There's high schoolers. LeBron James in high school is better than Bill Russell was ever in his peak. That's a fact. It's just true. It's just true.
No, but here's the thing. You gotta. To me, there's one thing that matters to me in measurability, and it's called player efficiency. That's a metric that establishes your dependability and your performance on average.
Okay.
That's number one to me.
So we're
Now, if you couple that with rings and other accolades, so when I look at the efficiency, Jordan is just bar none.
Yeah.
But then we go to 2. We look at that with the rings, with the accolades, the 6 MVPs. In the case of Kareem, there's no question that to me he's number 2 at that point.
Yeah, on paper is definitely
Tim Duncan.
It's at the bottom. It's not top 5.
That's too high.
He said what?
That's too high.
That's too high.
What?
He's out of the 10.
I'd say 6.
Yeah, he's not top 5 for sure. He possibly could be top 10.
Yeah, he's top 10.
But he's not top 5.
He's top 10. He's top 10.
He's not top 5.
But the reason, see, I accidentally disrespect Tim Duncan every single day because people disrespect Kobe so much, and I have to go and defend him so much that I have to now shit on Tim Duncan because they shitted on Kobe. Because everybody always puts Tim Duncan above Kobe, and that makes me so mad. You see what I'm saying? But on paper, like, player efficiency is important, and I don't want to negate it, but there's certain nuances that have to be taken into account.
Is Shaq?
Is Shaq top 10?
Is Shaq top 8?
Absolutely, no question.
Absolutely. Where would you put him at?
I have a list.
I have a list.
Yeah, I have a list. I came prepared. So I'm gonna read my list and then so this is Hassad's list, right? Now it's 11 players in the top 10 because I have Michael and Kobe tied at 1. So then I got LeBron at 2, Magic 3, Shaq 4, Kareem 5, Tim Duncan at 6. So we agree there. Kevin Durant is number 7. Steph Curry is number 8. Hakeem Olajuwon is 9, and Larry Bird is number 10. That's my list. I think it's a good list. So I have Shaq at number 4. Because we have never seen someone.
Now, for the record, Shaq is also the 4th most efficient player of all time.
Now here's why. When I say there's certain nuances that had to be taken into effect, that's a perfect example with Shaquille O'Neal. Because position, I know we live in the modern day NBA is positionless basketball, right? But when Shaq played, it was not positionless basketball. You had certain people that. You had anomalies like a Lamar Odom who could handle a rock, stuff like that. But typically, point guard, you pass and shoot open jump shots. Center, you go down low, make a move or 2, and dunk or layup, rebound, block shots, right? Yeah. So the reason why Shaquille O'Neal's player efficiency rating is so high is because he's taking shots right around 5 feet, right? These dunks, layups.
Where he's supposed to be.
Of course, but whereas maybe someone like Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan is number 1 most efficient player of all time.
Okay, how about this, right? So we'll take Larry Bird. Where's he at?
20th.
Or where's Steph Curry? He's not. He's
17.
Below Shaq, right? So does that mean that Steph Curry's not an efficient shooter? No, it just means he's taking more outside jump shots.
I mean, but he's still top 20 efficiency. That would still make you an efficient shooter.
So, of course, but I'm saying that's why we can't solely look at that, and there's certain nuances, especially when dealing with somebody who's a post player, because they're going to be taking more closer jump shots, which obviously is going to yield a higher result.
Your list has 3 championships or better on each single player. For the most part.
Yes.
3 championships are better.
Except Hakeem Olajuwon.
You're right. But I mean, he was dominating so much. And he was
18th player all-time player efficiency.
Who?
Hakeem Olajuwon. You know who's not on the efficiency, top 20 player efficiency?
Kobe
Bryant.
Yeah.
And this is why I can't put him in number 2.
Okay, so who's number 3 for you guys?
That's hard to say.
Bro, like, it's hard for me, bro. Just, for me, I understand. I look at athleticism much.
I could probably put Kobe at 3rd.
But you know what's another stat that has to be taken into account is?
I love GP. That was my favorite player until Elton Brand. And then Elton Brand was my favorite player until Blake Griffin.
Was cold.
So those is my top three. Is them three, but I don't GP. I'm not gonna put. I wouldn't put GP top 10 all time. I just wouldn't. As much as I love him.
Is he top 20?
Possibly. If we're talking about top 10 defensive players, though, yeah, he's on that list defensively.
Right.
But just all around, he's probably top 20. He's definitely not top 10.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys in this scene from the 80s. Because really, if anybody's on this list, they got to be 80s, 90s.
So you don't count guys like 70s?
Maybe latter ends.
Maybe latter end.
Right.
When Dr. J come in?
70s, 80s. He's 70s, 80s. Like, yeah.
Like Dr. J era beyond.
He's the cutoff?
I'll start counting them niggas. Okay. Because that's great basketball.
So you really, I mean, you can.
No,
so you
Moses Malone. No.
He's not a top. Yeah, he's 80s. He's 80s. He's
80s.
80s. He's the same era as Dr. J.
So basically, your time period starts from the 80s. Yeah, Bernard King was dope. So basically, you're saying your timeline starts
late 70s, maybe. Maybe 77.
Dr. J and beyond, pretty much.
Into infinity and beyond. You know what I'm saying? Dr. J and beyond. That's what I'm dealing with. Because the rest of these niggas, man, I think they, you know, I think they're suspect. You know what I mean? I think the league, number one, you have two leagues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
two leagues that become one league. With like post-merger. When's the merger?
76. It's right around there.
I mean, it's almost like heavyweight boxing, right? In the 90s. I mean, it's just a total difference between heavyweight boxing then versus now. And then in the night, I mean, like every night in the 90s in the NBA was like a fucking championship
76.
game.
So here's what I'll do. Yeah. Merger.
Beyond? Okay, fair.
Merger beyond. That's who I'm counting.
Okay. Real quick point I wanted to make.
76. 76 on. That's the niggas who qualify.
There's another, when you talk about efficiency, stat that I like to use. To not combat it, but just kind of culminate everything, which is true shooting percentage, which they take your field goal percentage, your 3-point percentage, your 2-point percentage, your free throw percentage, and combine everything, right? And
I like that.
So what's the reason why that's important?
That's a great stat.
Is because when you look at player efficiency rating, you'll have Wilt Chamberlain up there. But in reality, the nigga's not that efficient. Why? Because he's barely in the top 250 for true shooting percentage. He's 249, literally.
Wow.
What shows you what? He cannot shoot. He's efficient because the rim is right here, and he's just got it. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say that. But who are we saying that's such a shitty list? I've already seen it. They got Shaq at number 10. That's so ridiculous. So where we put? So y'all got Michael, Kareem. Who's 3?
I was about to say, I was either going to say either Magic or Kobe, bro.
Okay. Magic says Kobe, just for the record. Magic has 4 losses in the finals, though.
Magic started as center his rookie year.
In 42 points, 17 rebounds.
Against he has 5 rings, right?
He's got 5 rings.
He's got 5 rings.
Yes, he does.
Same as Kobe. He's lost 4 times?
Yes.
How many times has Kobe lost?
Twice.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Michael Jordan didn't win until his 4th year in the league, right?
No, way, yeah. Kobe won his 3rd year in the league. Then repeated again. He 3-peated as a 20-year-old. Kobe Bryant is the youngest player to ever start in an NBA All-Star game. He's the youngest player to ever be in an NBA All-Star game and start at 19.
But he was voted in by popular vote.
I mean, he was still...
It's hard. This list is hard. Bro, you got so many damn fucking athletes. I mean, I like that statistic that you brought out. You know, scoring percentage and all. It's just so hard for me personally.
True shooting percentage.
Yeah, it's hard.
So Kobe at 3? Is what y'all saying?
I said Magic. Bro.
Okay. So then who you got 4?
Interchangeably. Between 3 and 4, Kobe and Magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I disagree, but I can't be mad at you because you didn't disrespect him.
Yeah, it's...
Ever since that thing in Colorado, that thing happened, he just been getting killed by the media.
I killed him when I went to the game, Clippers-Lakers, at the Lakers home
He got
game.
crucified by the media.
It was silent. The Lakers fans had so much respect. It was silent when Kobe shot his free throw.
You ain't never been in no Forum game.
No, not to the Forum. Come on. And I screamed at the top of my lungs in the silent Staples Center. And I said, white girls from Colorado, section 119. I was trying to distract Kobe while he took those shots.
Wow.
and he made those shots. But the time I yelled it, it did roll around.
It rolled around.
It wasn't a switch like the
The
first.
turbulence of you saying that.
We still won by 10 that game though. You know,
Okay.
right? When I was with the Clippers. You know what I'm
Clippers, right?
saying? All right, beat y'all niggas by 10.
Nice.
Watch Elton Brand destroy you niggas on defense. But go ahead.
I don't like
Okay,
this list.
so so in regards to order, Michael, Kobe, Magic are in the top 3,
Mm-hmm.
and Kareem in the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I like that 4. That's not a bad 4 at all.
So
5.
who's number?
Where's LeBron James? He's got to get here. I used to be a LeBron James hater.
Now here's the thing. LeBron James is
Yes.
the second most efficient player in NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. He's got 4 rings with a real big asterisk.
He's only .50 behind Jordan.
Yeah.
in
Anthony
the-
Davis, he should be in
It's 3.
Yeah.
Anthony
he
Davis
should
3.
be up there.
Shaq is 4. David Robinson 5. Wilt is 6. Kareem is 13th.
So because LeBron lost more championships,
It's more than that. It's more than that. That's just a big.
I just said more.
That's a huge deal.
That's a
I'm
big
just doing
thing.
one thing at a time.
But it's not even that. It's the manner in how he lost, bro. Because go to
Situations.
2011, right? It's the Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Shane Battier, and then LeBron James versus old Jason Kidd.
Mm-hmm.
Dirk is like 31, right? Old Sean Marion, Jason Terry.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Tyson Chandler, okay.
That's it. Came out.
That team on paper does that
Tyson
team
Chandler.
does that team
I think so.
on
Yeah.
paper look better than the Miami Heat?
No.
Absolutely not even close. And guess what happened to LeBron James? He got clamped by JJ Barea, bro. JJ Barea is 5'5". Clamps. You see what I'm saying? Average 0.4 point, not 4 points. Points. Not a full point in the fourth quarter. Throughout the series. Choke, bro. He choked. You see what I'm, so
LeBron
that's
has to be in the
bad.
top
That's a
5.
stain.
He got to be in that top 5. though. It's
No,
tough.
but here's the thing though. And this is why at the end of the day, the way he choked. When have we ever seen Kobe or Jordan choke? When has that ever been demonstrated that they choked? Those niggas are killers, bro.
Not those high profile
They have the
games.
killer instinct. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, you can't. You're not a fucking. You're not the greatest if you don't have killer instinct. If you fucking choke, you know. That's all I'm saying.
And you know what? You can even lose in those moments, but if he had like 50 or 60, that nigga was on. You know what I'm saying? Nah, so yeah, you got a good point.
You can't say he choked. You know what I mean? He showed up. The rest of you
Yeah.
niggas ain't show up.
Right, right.
I do got so he got 4 rings. First ring was against the Thunder in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Credit, super credit, because he beat Durant, Harden, and Russell Westbrook.
Young.
Yeah, listen, bro.
Young,
listen.
but still though.
Yo,
Still.
They had never won shit at that point.
athletically, homeboy, what's his name? Westbrook. Monster. Couldn't fucking finish a shot.
He was
couldn't
young.
finish
He was
a
young.
shot.
Him and Harden were young. Durant
Bro,
was his prime. Though.
It just seems like he just started stepping into his own, even though he's been there already.
Yeah.
When he got to fucking Houston.
No, hell no.
Bro, he was doing the same
What
shit
the
in
hell is he
Oklahoma. He
talking
wasn't
about?
finishing like that.
You talking about IQ?
What?
No, he's talking about Russell Westbrook and his
Westbrook.
finishing. Russell Westbrook
Yes, he was.
Russell Westbrook was a monster in
Wait a
Oklahoma
minute,
City.
you said he changed when he went to Houston?
You saw.
He declined when he went to
I saw a
Houston.
big difference. He slowed down.
Man, no, he watered down in Houston.
Yeah,
He slowed down.
Super watered down.
I felt like he became a better basketball player
Okay,
in Houston
so okay.
versus just willing and like he just couldn't finish to me in Houston. I mean, in
Okay,
Oklahoma.
I don't want to drag it out. So do we got LeBron at 5?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'll say
I
yeah.
think maybe Shaq. We ain't put Shaq on there. So
We're putting LeBron James over Shaq?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we got LeBron at 5.
How many rings does Shaq got?
4.
How many
He got
rings
three,
does
with,
LeBron got?
three with Lakers, one in
One
Orlando.
with Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't get one in Orlando, right?
No. No,
Those
they
are some
lost.
great battles though.
They lost
And
Houston.
LeBron got 4. For 3 with an asterisk.
Yeah, 4 with an asterisk, because that bubble shit doesn't count.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Shaq and LeBron are kind of neck and neck right now.
LeBron is much better than Shaq.
I'd say that's why I put Shaq. I mean,
Okay, well,
LeBron
fuck it.
at
Let's
5.
get LeBron 5.
All right.
Okay, then I think Shaq is 6.
6.
Because he's the most dominant player in NBA history.
Yeah.
No question.
Now it gets a little hard though at 7 though. Now are you gonna
We
sprinkle
gotta round
people
this
in?
thing out. 7, 8, 9, 10. We
You
gotta round
gonna
it out.
sprinkle people in? What you gonna do?
I got Durant at 7. 6, almost 7 foot tall.
Now listen. Here's.
I can't rock with that.
Now listen. Here's
I
crazy.
can't.
Here's the problem, Asad.
You can definitely do that.
Pure shooter,
I
talent out the ass.
I can understand. We got to talk about LeBron right now.
But you good.
But like the scripture says, better is the end of a thing
Then
than the beginning. These guys that are active right now,
yeah.
I can't comfortably place them in the top 10.
Really.
I can't.
I can understand your point, but here's my perspective, right?
So when you cut off, bro, from the 70s, 2000s?
Like niggas who ain't active. With the
76
exception of LeBron.
Durant is 7 foot tall, pretty much, right?
With handle.
Can pull up from 35 feet, literally. Can break your ankle, and he can actually play. He's not a slouch on defense either. He averaged the most blocks on the Warriors. Now, here's the big asterisk next to this nigga Durant. Is he had to go join the Warriors to win a championship.
I can't put him in 7.
So I respect why you say that. You see what I'm saying?
We got to look at.
So you know what? I'll change my list then. Watch this.
So you respect him a lot
I've
more
got
if he would have
Curry
won
at
in
7.
Oklahoma?
I've got Curry at 7. Curry is better than Durant.
Okay, now look.
If he would have won in Oklahoma, would you still would have given him respect?
Durant-
Yes,
Meaning that they
yes.
got Westbrook and
But listen, but they
I'm
drafted
not
Westbrook
putting him
and they
top 10.
drafted
I'm not putting
Harden.
Curry above Isaiah Thomas.
Yes, I am. I'm definitely putting him above. Well, hell yeah, he's above
He
Isaiah Thomas.
beat Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic.
Okay, cool. And if Steph Curry beat.
Okay, no. You're telling me that 2 of your top 5, this nigga beat.
answer that.
That's not, okay, so Steph Curry beat what? 1 of your top 5?
Yes.
He beat 2 of your top 5.
Yeah, he did. He's the third
And
best
top
point guard.
niggas though.
Yeah.
We're talking about. You said he beat Magic, so he beat number 1 and number 4 on the list. Curry only beat number 5 on the list.
Correct.
I don't understand.
Yeah. So
Pistons.
Isaiah Thomas is a great player, incredible player. But
One of the GOATs.
here's the difference. Steph Curry carried the Golden State Warriors. I'm not talking about when Durant joined, but prior to that,
He plays no defense, man.
he plays great off-ball defense. On-ball defense, he's a liability. That's
Is Isaiah Thomas?
No, he's the
Not
best.
at all.
He's the best defensive point guard of all time.
You see when
But-
we go that this is how it edges it
Okay,
out.
now here's the problem though. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter that the league has ever seen. Steph Curry will hit Isaiah Thomas for a 50 piece, no question, not a problem. It's not even a question.
Only if he pulls up from half court.
And he can do that.
I'm not saying he can't
Without
do
a
that,
problem.
but I'm saying that if he's defended, he's not doing that.
Okay, watch this, right? Now watch this. Take Steph Curry off the Golden State Warriors. Put Isaiah Thomas on them. Do they beat the LeBron James team? No, they don't.
Okay.
Steph Curry. If you put him with the bad boy pistol.
Wait a minute.
Are you kidding me?
You said take Curry off and replace him with Isaiah
Yeah.
and keep the same team?
Yes. They don't win. They don't.
I don't think they win, but I don't think that makes your case.
I think Isaiah is a way better leader and an overall.
You're 100% right. He's a better leader, but he's not a better.
But how they
How is he
won-
not a better basketball player?
No. He is definitely a better
Yeah, like,
basketball
how are you
player.
saying that?
He's not
Like,
a
that-
better shooter.
Right. That's the only thing
We're
that
only talking about
Curry is
shooting.
known for.
Like you said, Curry's the best shooter.
Yeah, but
That's one aspect. So
That's
it's not,
it.
But it's not. It's one aspect, but it's so he's so much better than everybody else at shooting that it's no. Shane, listen. It'd be like this. Watch this, right? Who, in your opinion, is the best wide receiver of all time?
I mean, we talked about this already. I'm gonna go between
Okay.
Chris Carter and Jerry
Randy?
Rice.
Okay. Jay Rice.
Yeah.
Not Randy Moss.
No. See. I'm labeling. I'm judging it by route running ability,
Okay.
making the catch in tough situations. Okay, deep like being defended, and when the game's on the line, being able to create space
Yeah.
and run after the catch.
Okay.
They can do that.
Okay. I got you. So
Randy Moss is gonna beat you like. To what you're saying, I'm just gonna outshoot you with Steph Curry,
Yeah.
and he's just gonna outrun you. Steph Curry's just gonna outshoot you. So overall, they are better technicians, like Isaiah Thomas.
So watch
right?
this, right? You mentioned that he beat the top 5 and he beat him in the finals too. But look
Two. Yeah, I was
who
about to say
Curry beat let's say 2015.
not top fives.
Top 10s.
So you think Curry? Do you think Curry would take Jordan like that? Like Isaiah? Do you think?
Here's the thing. Look at who Isaiah has around him though. It's not just Isaiah Thomas. It's Joe Dumars. It's Dennis Rodman. It's Bill
the whole
Laimbeer.
Bad Boys.
It's the bad boys, not the bad boy.
But
But you can say the same thing about Jordan though. He had fucking Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was ridiculous.
But again,
Steph Curry's got a great team.
we're acting like the Warriors didn't have a squad.
Yeah.
That's why I said prior to Durant.
Isaiah is just better than.
Take Durant off the court. We're talking about the Splash Brothers chemistry. Don't act like there's not another person that's pulling up like that.
Watch.
Andre
Steph
Iguodala's
Curry,
defense is key to that
Exactly.
squad.
Listen. No.
Draymond Green is key to that squad.
No. I mean, within the system.
Within the system is what we're talking about.
Draymond Green is a scrub. He sucks.
Okay, and he excelled in the system. He was key to championships being won.
Steph Curry is the only reason why that team is even somewhat relevant. Because if you take Steph Curry changed basketball. We see it today. So no, hold on. He changed basketball, and had he not changed basketball, Klay Thompson wouldn't be pulling up like he's pulling up. And if you take him off the team,
you still haven't made your point
because I'm not being allowed to make the point.
There's not a point. You're not.
Okay, Steph Curry's a better basketball. He's a better shooter. He's a better ball handler. He's a better facilitator. The only thing that Isaiah Thomas does better than Steph Curry is on ball defense, and that is
the only thing Steph Curry does better than Isaiah Thomas is shoot.
That's
and listen, and you're the only person not only in this room.
Facilitator?
Hold on, Isaiah Thomas.
Wrong.
Hassan.
Now you're pulling up stats that don't even matter now. A facilitator?
Not only are you the only person in this room that would make the argument, you're the only person in general that would argue that Steph Curry edges out Isaiah Thomas in any category but one.
I feel like
I
feel like
what I
calling a
don't
lifeline.
understand, because it's kind of contradicting. Because you said, I'm just trying to figure out the whole Jordan, Steph, Jordan, Isaiah, and on defense, because you're speaking to defense. You said not just shooting, but defense. So how does that play out?
You say it one more time.
Yes, again, like he said, to be a good player. You said it's not only the ability to score, but to not allow other people score.
You're right.
Okay, so does Isaiah Thomas have the ability to score?
Yes, but not better.
No, I'm not. That's not the question.
Not even in the same category.
Okay, and can Steph play defense in the same category as Isaiah?
I'm about to get
no. Stop.
Go ahead.
So okay, boom. So all right. So that's a stalemate there. No. Next category. 2 of the top 5, Isaiah beats.
Yes.
1 of the top 5, Steph beats. Isaiah got him beat there. What are we talking about?
But it's not just the top 5. Look who else Steph Curry beat. He beat
listen.
Top 10s though.
Not top 5.
Top 10s.
What's better? Top 5s or top 10s?
Okay, watch this. 2 top 5s, or watch this. He beat. Look who he beat. Look who.
We're not done with the list, so you can't even make the argument for top 10s right now.
In my opinion, Stephen Curry is a better basketball player than Isaiah Thomas.
Hold on. Black, I got one coach. This is a basketball coach. Knows basketball. Black, who's a better basketball player, Isaiah Thomas or Steph Curry?
Isaiah.
Based off what?
Leadership. Steph is nasty, no question, but Isaiah was an animal, bro.
Okay.
An absolute animal. You talking about he probably going top 5 point guards of all time. Top 5 point guards at least.
I agree. Yeah, he's top 5, number 3.
But your only point is that he can shoot better than
that wasn't my only point.
No, but Steph is a better. I mean, even if he has ball, Steph ball, sick, but Isaiah shit was like retarded.
You think Isaiah Thomas is a better ball handler than Steph Curry?
Yes.
Yeah, it might be. It might be right there, bro. Like the argument is that's a real tough argument on both of you guys. I ain't gonna lie. You got Steph. Steph was a better shooter, probably a better scorer. You talking about hands down leader. Yeah, but you probably, I'm going with Isaiah, yo. Like,
okay.
A tough edge. Isaiah is like, he's a winner. Like, absolute winner.
Okay, and real quick, because I got to let you go because we're on a podcast. Who's your top 5 of all time?
Not point guards, players.
No, players, period.
Yeah, not point guards.
Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James,
That's my top. Yeah. So far.
Shaquille O'Neal, and Magic Johnson.
That was 4.
That's 5.
That's 5. That's 5. Okay.
That's fine.
That's
Okay.
Jordan for Lakers.
So you got Kareem out the top 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. All right. Yeah, I like that list. It's a good list.
All right. Appreciate it, Black. I'll call you later. Appreciate it.
I love being your podcast, man.
I know you would. This is a basketball guru, right? I know.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah
Moving
Thomas.
on.
I mean, I don't really care.
That's
Steph Curry, hands down. No
that's
question.
5 people. 5 to 1.
It could be 1,000,000 to 1. Steph Curry's a better basketball
I
player.
mean,
But you gotta make valid points.
And certainly, many to see about their own opinion. So that's all right.
All right.
That's all right.
3 rings. 3 rings.
So now
3 championships.
So now what?
Unanimous MVP.
Beat Jordan.
Unanimous MVP.
Bad boy Pistons.
Only unanimous MVP in NBA history.
The only guy that beat 2 of your top 5s.
Only unanimous MVP.
Okay, the only guy who beat 2 of your top 5s.
That's great. Again, Steph Curry's a better basketball player than Isaiah Thomas. We can move on.
Okay. So
Who's number 7?
we're talking about a guy. Okay, so Steph Curry's a unanimous MVP.
Yes.
He's not playing in the same league as Michael Jordan.
But he's playing.
But who did? Did Isaiah?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right then. Moving on.
Mute point.
But how is that a moot point?
Because we're talking about
how
MVP.
explain to me how the fuck a moot point is unanimous MVP when somebody who played contemporarily with your number 1, the number 1 on this list.
Right.
How in the fuck is that a moot point?
Okay, because
that's not a moot point. Now we're
Just
moving
ask
on.
me a question,
Again,
I'm
now
gonna
answer the goddamn question.
Okay, so we're talking about early on. This is early on in Michael Jordan's career, right? Before he got the help that he so desperately needed. Number 1. Number 2, you mentioned this is Isaiah beating him in the playoffs. Look who Steph Curry. Look who he's beating in the playoffs. He's not in the top 5.
Do you notice you've now repackaged what the fuck I just asked you?
Hold on. We already established. Hold on. We already established that the '90s was a tougher league during this time, right?
Right. Then when Steph Curry plays in?
Yeah.
Yes. We already. That was early on in the conversation.
Yes, he did play in a harder league. Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
Because listen, here's what I'm saying.
No. Address what the fuck I said.
Okay, it's mute because my point is nobody in NBA history has been a unanimous MVP ever. Not Michael, not Kobe, not LeBron, not nobody.
But Isaiah is a great and played against Jordan, who's number 1 on the list. So we're not even going to bring up the MVP conversation here.
Yeah.
Because if I play with your number 1, of course he's getting the MVP. He's fucking number 1.
Early Jordan though. Early.
Listen, regardless,
that matters.
did he get an MVP while Isaiah Thomas was active? Yes or no?
Who?
Michael Jordan.
Yes.
My point.
I mean,
so your point is moot, not mine.
I mean, we can move on, but that's
no. I want to understand. I want to understand how my point is moot.
Because
because your own opinion.
No, it's not. I mean, well, all this is predicated upon. I mean, some stats, yes, but opinion, because we can't emphatically say that anybody is.
The only thing that you've proven though that he's a better shooter.
He's such a far superior.
Which we all
scorer.
agree.
Let's say there's not even a proof. You don't have to prove it. There's no benching that you have.
He's such a far superior scorer that all the other stuff, which I don't agree that Isaiah Thomas beats him in every category, that it so outweighs everything else.
I mean, he shoots, bro. I mean,
that's the game. What the game is about buckets.
And also about not letting people score buckets. Also,
yeah, it is.
Which Isaiah Thomas is light years above Steph in that instance.
That Detroit team is known for that.
I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, even if that's the case, Steph Curry is light years above everybody, including whoever's number 2 in shooting. No one's close. No one's close at all. In shooting, yes, the ability to shoot the basketball.
Yes, one aspect of the game.
Yeah. That's how you score a basketball.
It's just hard to shoot
one dunk.
Oh, listen, that's fine, and then you have to stop people.
Right.
And Isaiah's better than that. And Isaiah has proven to beat the number 1, 2 top 5s on this list. Again, I don't understand how you keep glossing over that as if that means nothing.
I didn't say it means nothing, but there's other stuff to take into account.
No. You're talking about shit, and you're not taking other stuff into account.
No, that's why Isaiah's the 3rd best. He beat Jordan. He beat Magic. You see what I'm saying? He did that.
Oh, listen, okay. And who the fuck did Steph Curry beat?
LeBron James, he beat Durant, he beat Westbrook. He
One
beat,
top five and a bunch of his contemporaries who are not ranked above him yet. So that doesn't mean anything
it means
outside of
something.
LeBron James.
It means something.
Well, how can that mean? Okay. So we're arguing about spot number 7.
It means something, though.
Are we arguing about spot number 7?
Who did?
Are we arguing about spot number?
I don't know.
Again,
We're on 7, right?
we're on 7.
We're on 7.
Yes.
We're on spot 7.
Yes.
So anybody that is not yet ranked, we're already saying that he's better than. So that they're as far as ranking him high, they can't be factored in.
Okay. Well, how about this then? For the sake of argument, fine, you can have that. I'm changing my number 7 to Tim Duncan then.
Well, you can change whoever you want to. Everybody else has already agreed it's Isaiah Thomas.
Okay. So are we now saying Isaiah Thomas is better than Tim Duncan?
Well, number one, we've agreed that Isaiah Thomas is in the 7th spot.
Right.
Okay.
It's that simple.
So he's better than Tim Duncan.
We've agreed that Isaiah Thomas is in the 7th spot. So is Tim Duncan? Is Tim Duncan listed? Hold on. Is Tim Duncan listed
No.
yet?
So therefore he's better. Okay.
Boom.
All right.
So now to number 8. Who's number 8?
So based on what we just you guys.
No. It's just who's number 8?
Number 8 on my list, I think now since I switched, I'll put Durant there then.
Yo, so what about KG? I know.
He's
One
not
championship.
He's not done.
He has one championship.
You said what?
He didn't win enough.
He didn't win enough.
No, he's only.
He was good.
I mean,
And also, people have to understand you can't convolute the guys you like to watch play when you were really watching it versus greats.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a problem with Hassad, is because he puts.
You agree with everything except for one.
Hold on,
position.
no. First off, that's not true because we've disagreed multiple times.
But within-
I haven't fervently disagreed, right? Because we're talking about certain guys that aren't necessarily the guys that you watch, but you have an extra level of affinity toward people that you've seen play.
Yeah.
No, because I mean. If I do that subconsciously because I didn't get to see, you have a feeling towards anybody that you see. It's not an intentional bias.
Did I say it was intentional bias?
No, I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm saying that in you has clearly clouded certain things. That's my observance. I've put guys in top 5. Magic is not somebody that I saw play.
Yeah, I put him up there too. I didn't see him play.
You see what I'm saying? But you put Magic, but now you're putting a lot of new niggas involved because you saw them play.
It's not just because I saw them play.
I'm not saying it's just because.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course. How the fuck can you make an argument that I saw a nigga do this? So
I understand what you're saying.
No.
Yeah.
It's not just because, and nobody said that. So I don't understand why you would say that.
I'm
The
not.
fact is that affinity that you have towards people you've seen plays boosts up how you view them in your mind. Is why I'm not putting Kevin Durant right here when we got niggas on the board who are emphatic legends and Kevin Durant is still in the game chasing rings. I'm not doing that.
I can see why, but I disagree. But it's okay. Who you got at number 8? Larry Bird is still on the table. Tim Duncan is still on the table. Karl Malone is still up there.
I mean, Karl Malone has what?
0.
Karl Malone ain't going in the top 10. If you ain't got multi rings, you're not going top 10. I'll be honest with
Hakeem Olajuwon is still up there.
So I guess Jason Kidd ain't gonna be in there. Huh?
Absolutely not.
you. Fuck no. Motherfucker no.
I'm sorry. No.
No.
It's not happening.
Who else? Scottie Pippen?
No, I'm not putting Scottie Pippen in.
Charles Barkley?
Scottie Pippen was easily a number 1 on anyone else's team.
David Robinson is still there.
Okay, we got David Robinson, Tim. Who else we just said?
Hakeem Olajuwon.
We didn't say he came.
Larry Bird.
Larry. Dr. J is still on the table too. Who else we got? David Robinson.
So it looks like we only got really 2 people, somewhat from the new era. I mean, Kobe and LeBron.
He's not from the new era. No. New to me is 2010 and up.
Because you're young as fuck.
Yeah, like I watched
new.
To you.
That's
That's what he just said. But everyone else is from the 90s, bro. Literally, everyone else is from the 90s.
Play in the 90s. So again, where are we at? We're at number 8. Tim Duncan is on the floor.
You gotta throw him in there. I would say number 8 or Tim Duncan then.
Okay, so now
We're putting him above David Robinson.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
No question.
skillfully because he can put the ball on the ground.
No
to me.
question.
That would be the difference, right? He can put, and he can shoot.
Okay.
He's just a better shooter than Robinson.
I don't think there's anything David Robinson does better than Tim Duncan.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't think he does anything better than Tim Duncan.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I would. I'm not gonna say he's not good, but I would agree.
He's
with
good,
that.
of course he's good.
I would,
He's a legend.
I would agree with that.
Okay, so Duncan at 8. Okay, a lot of people usually put him in that 7, 8 position. Hakeem Olajuwon and Larry Bird are still on the table.
How many does Larry have?
3. No, 2 or 3. You said 2 or 3. I can find that.
How many does Olajuwon have?
1 or 2.
1.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
2?
He has 2.
They went back to back when Jordan was out.
92 and 93, right? Or no, 90.
He won one. He won when he beat Shaq,
93
right?
and 94, I think,
Yeah,
right?
when Shaq was in Orlando.
Yeah. Okay. We might could put Hakeem in there.
Yeah, Hakeem has 2 rings. How many rings does Larry Bird?
What other stats does he have though?
Hakeem?
Yeah.
Okay, Larry Bird got 3. What do you mean? Like, what's his?
Like, yeah. How many? Like, what's his scoring type? Like, what does he have?
He has the most block shots in NBA history, I think.
And he edges out Larry in efficiency.
He's in terms of post players, he's by far the most skilled post player center ever.
So you put him at 9.
I could put him in 9 and Larry at 10. I could be content with
That's
that.
what my 9 and 10 is. Yeah.
So Larry would be at 10.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm putting the white boy last on the list, without question. and I have metrics to back it. But
Bird was
it
cold.
also has to do with a racial bias.
Larry Bird is a
For the
cold ass white boy though.
He was. And that's why he's the only one that's up there. The next one is going to be who? Jerry West or Dirk?
I'm not putting Jerry up there.
I mean, not Jerry. I'm talking about John Stockton. That's what I meant to say. Dirk.
I put Steve Nash.
No.
Steve is cool. Steve was a great, bro. But Dirk also.
I don't think he was better than John Stockton.
Dirk Nowitzki is better than.
I don't think he was better than John
Steve
Stockton.
Nash is
Dirk is fire, bro.
Dirk
But
is
Steve
good,
Nash over John Stockton.
I can't do that.
Steve Nash to me is one of the most overrated NBA players in history.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
He has no
shouldn't have won
business.
2
He has no business having a single MVP. None. No business. Over Kobe and Shaq and Trace McGrady.
The level of facilitation he did for the Phoenix Sun organization was astronomical. How does he have
absolutely.
no business?
Okay.
How is he not a valuable player?
He's definitely valuable. But here are his stats. He averaged 14 points and like 13 assists. Over Kobe Bryant, 36 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
Okay, 13 assists. He has almost triple the amount of assists that Kobe Bryant had.
That's not.
That's a value to his team.
Certainly
By
valuable.
by allowing other people to get buckets.
Yeah, it's
It's
valuable.
not just about you scoring buckets.
Yeah.
It's about your allowance of other people to score buckets. And you don't have a fucking rape case.
I mean, that's the only reason why. That's not a burn. That's the only reason
but
why
there's
he won the
value.
MVP.
When
He's white and he doesn't have a rape case. That's it.
Hold on. But when you get a rape case, you lose value.
Oh,
You lost it.
I mean,
Did he lose his fucking sponsorships?
He did.
He literally lost value.
okay. When we say value, are we talking about as a brand?
I mean value.
As a brand?
I mean
As a
value.
You lost money.
As a basketball player or as a brand?
As
The
a
Kobe
br-
Bryant brand took a loss.
Yeah.
Listen,
Kobe Bryant
there is no
skill level.
there is no separation between Kobe Bryant and the Kobe Bryant brand.
No, the Kobe Bryant skill level in his brand is different.
Listen, I do not separate the two. You have you have a propensity to compartmentalize shit that don't need to be compartmentalized.
So if Michael Jordan went and killed 20 people, his brand would probably go down, right? But he'd still be Michael Jordan.
Listen, that's Michael. Kobe's not Mike.
Okay, so well, wait a minute.
Listen, again, we watched Kobe get a rape case,
Right.
and we watched his value tank. We can watch Michael do anything Michael did. You forget all the fucking gambling shit.
I'm saying
he got heat. There was heat.
Right.
Feds were looking into Mike. over gambling. Did it fucking hurt his value? No.
Okay,
it's just what it is.
Okay, so did Kobe's skill drop as a result?
That's not what we're talking about.
But that's hold on, wait a minute. Okay.
No, it's two different things.
We're talking about
You said
value.
You said
Most
value.
valuable
We're talking about. We didn't say the most skilled.
Your value in your playing ability, right?
But you didn't say that.
What?
You said
the
value.
most valuable, the MVP of the league is not going to be the most skilled person every time.
I understand that.
Oh,
But
so what the
about,
fuck is your argument?
It's about ability to play the game, though.
But you
No,
didn't-
it's about value.
Yeah, that's what that,
based on you playing the game.
No, you didn't say that. You didn't say valuable skill set. He said
Again, who gives a fuck what he said? The award is about value. I don't care about his definition. I care about the definition of the fucking award.
Real quick, do you think it's the value to the game or the value to the team?
I think it's both, right? So, but here's the thing. This is why I'm trying to ask a question on. If for example, with Michael Jordan, if you killed 20 people, his value as a brand is going to go to shit. No one's going to buy. Maybe people still will, but his skill level is not going to drop.
You're absolutely right, but the official, the initial.
So that's why I'm saying, like, what
the initial stance was you said value. You didn't say his skill set. You said value.
But that's why he's saying I don't separate brand from the player. That's, you know what I'm saying. Like, for example,
No matter what you do,
right.
If you cut up, if you are in trouble,
right,
legally with major legal action, do you understand that he was potentially looking at life?
Value is
hold on. He was potentially looking at life.
Right.
The league is not going to give you an MVP award, bro. It's not going to happen. You're off the fucking table.
When did Michael get that the charge with gambling?
And he never got charged with gambling.
Well, I'm saying, the accusations. When did they start?
Not during the finals run for sure. During times when he was getting MVP awards, without question.
So I found the definition of value.
Okay.
It says the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Your support is of great value.
So are we saying Steve Nash is more useful on the basketball court than at that time? Shaq, Allen Iverson, and Kobe Bryant.
Listen, we're comparing Steve to Kobe right now, right? So that was your argument.
But
because now if we want, but Allen Iverson is also somebody who had a lot of when you have
Shaq, throw them all out. Shaquille O'Neal.
No, Shaq. That's something that would have to be observed.
So Steve Nash, do you think? Well, you'd have to actually observe everything to say whether or not if Steve Nash is more valuable on the basketball court.
I'd have to look at the statistics.
Very. Tracy McGrady, he's more valuable on the basketball.
Again, Tracy McGrady and Shaq have had horrible fucking years. So I would need to take a look at their performances in the years in question.
Okay.
In order, you can't just put names out there. What were they doing at that time?
Okay. So let me see.
Were they injury ridden?
Okay.
How did they contribute to their ball club at that time? That's the question.
Steve Nash repeated MVPs 2004 to 2000.
4 and 5.
And those were not top years for Shaq.
Well, they were top years for Kobe. I mean, he scored.
But when he catches a fucking rape case.
Right, but he scored 81 points in a game.
And he hurt his image. You're not giving somebody an MVP award that just had a fucking global fiasco for an affair and a rape. You don't do that.
I mean,
in no world.
Okay, I mean, I guess I'm focusing on basketball as for the.
That's
okay, but the National Basketball Association
they have a brand
is a corp. Exactly.
I understand.
So he's not on the table for that, bro.
So let me rephrase it then, right?
Did his skill set drop?
It's not even about skill set. It's about without the rape case, we can I don't think you'll argue that he's more valuable. That affects his brand, and the National Basketball Association is a brand.
Yes.
Okay, so because it seems like you're coming from the position that year he's just more. I don't even like that word value.
Listen. I'm coming from the position that if you catch a fucking rape charge, you will not be rewarded by the league.
Of course, you won't.
And that's it. So you're not even in, as far as the MVP race goes, you don't even think about it.
Okay, let's introduce, of course, they don't have this award, but the best, this is very interesting too.
I don't want to deal with your hypothetical.
The best player each year.
I don't want to deal with your hypothetical.
That's not a hypothetical.
It is. No,
I'm not. It's not the best player of the year award.
The reward.
I'm not asking about
doesn't
the reward.
exist.
I'm not talking the best player.
And what's going to determine who the best player is predicated upon opinion.
Okay, so the best player
You're still talking about opinions.
Okay, so but this whole list is about facts and opinions.
Okay, but I don't want to entertain your opinion in your hypothetical situation that there is this thing that exists.
Okay,
the best player. Which is not
so from the '90s, who's the best player in the '90s?
Listen, I don't know.
So you don't know if Michael Jordan's the best player.
Again, why I'm telling you I don't know is very simple because, like I just iterated to you, I'm not entertaining what you're talking about right now. I'm not entertaining your hypotheticals because you always. It's what you do. You always have to introduce a hypothetical to make a point instead of sticking to the facts. Stick to the fucking fact. Stick to what we know. Stick to what's in stone. Stick to what we can measure because everything else is going to get lost in opinion.
Do we all then? Can we all agree that the best player of all time is Michael Jordan?
We've already agreed on it.
That, yeah.
We've agreed to that. So we can agree that he's the best player, right?
We've agreed to it.
We've agreed that Michael Jordan is the best player.
Again, stop doing listen. This is a serial issue that you have.
Yeah.
You'll get a fucking affirmation 3 times. Okay. If you're gonna bust somebody, if you feel like you're gonna don't get them to affirm 3 times. Get them to affirm 1 time.
The reason why I do that is I'm trying to figure out the right thing to say the right way.
You shouldn't have started right? if you didn't know how to had it figured out.
In the '90s, how can we not say Michael Jordan is the best player of the '90s? He's the best player
it's not about how can we not say it. It's I refuse to entertain your line of argumentation.
Why?
Because I do.
Okay, Shane, do you think that Michael Jordan is the best player of the '90s? 1990, who's the best player?
You know what, Chief? You know what? I know you don't want to entertain. But hold on. I know you don't want to entertain.
He's about to walk us down a fucking road that's pointless.
It's not pointless.
It is pointless.
You know what?
Because you're still trying to rationalize why a fucking somebody who's accused of rape has a national.
No, I'm not talking
okay,
about
so what's your point? So what's your point? What are you talking about?
That's why
a fake award?
No.
What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to talk about
who's the best player in the '90s
in those years.
No, he wants you to say Michael is the best player here. So then Kobe was the best player here. That's what he wants you to say.
No.
Okay, so what are you gonna say then?
Okay. Listen, I would say Michael Jordan is #1, right, of all time.
Yes.
I would say during the time that he played was the '90s.
Yes.
You know, I mean, he would be the best player of the '90s.
Obviously.
That's not rocket science.
I'm trying to say who's okay. So when are we saying who from which time to which time had the best run?
See, but that goes back to what I was saying before. I can't do that because you guys rejected me on that argument when I talked about LeBron.
All right. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? This is.
We got the list though. It's a good list. I slightly
for the most part.
I'm telling you. You see the shit he does?
You walked me right into that, bro.
I see that shit.
I heard him say it, but I didn't think you were going to say just that. I thought you had something else going.
I see that shit there right down flat shows. I
thought you had something else going.
That's crazy. I mean.
So would you say? Look, I'm entertained. Would you say fucking Michael Jordan? Yeah. Then Kobe and then LeBron?
I mean,
that's your top 3.
I'd have to look at the stats. You
no.
That's the reasonable thing to say. I would need to look at the statistics.
Would you say that though? Would you say Jordan?
I don't know what I would say. I don't know what I would say because I haven't looked at the statistic material that I need to give an adequate answer to that question.
And a sensible person who is a believer in the Bible would actually give that answer because the Bible teaches you to actually have substance and metrics behind the shit that comes out of your mouth.
I mean, this whole thing is predicated upon that. I'm not just throwing people out there.
Okay, but now you're condescendingly mocking the fact that I like to use facts to back everything I say, and I learned to do that because I believe in God and the Bible. But as soon as the Bible's closed, you have a problem with that.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
And that's why when you say
I've had too many arguments with you where you've demonstrated that for me to be able to sit here and honestly accept that you don't have a problem with that. You do. Sometimes you don't. If it doesn't differ from your opinion too much, but when it does, and you have a problem with stats and facts, you always go, well, the eye test and nuances and this and that, which are not metrics. Yeah. I deal with metrics. I deal with something that can be measured because the Bible teaches me to have a measuring stick. Isaiah 8:20. You oftentimes introduce topics that are immeasurable, and that's my problem, because now it's just opinionated and we're dealing with what you like versus what we can measure.
Yeah, that's. I mean, and I guess that just kind of goes back. Sports is.
No.
There's facts that you must deal with in
Wait a minute.
sports.
I gotta ask a question because to his testimony, I have an account of you at least twice. So that me and you, right? But to me, that was a statement. But it was almost also. Do you accept that? Do you recognize that?
In certain instances, but I mean, again, that's why when we talk about sports, there's things that you can measure, and it's.
I'm talking about in general, not just sports.
It depends, like he said, sometimes. But
Okay.
I mean, I don't. I don't consciously try to say, oh, because this doesn't coincide with what I believe in, I'm going to purposely go.
Well, again, so you see what he said though. Just like he said earlier, he may have a subconscious bias. Then he said he don't consciously. So what he's admitting is he's doing these things. It's not consciously, and I can believe that.
And
that he's
saying,
not.
I'm saying that if it does happen,
no,
it's subconscious.
I don't believe it's premeditated.
Yeah.
Right, I don't believe it's premeditated. So I can attest to the fact that he's right.
Yeah.
It is something subconsciously, but you got to recognize when you subconsciously do shit sometimes. You see what I'm saying?
I see the argument, and it's fair, and that's why when someone says Kareem, I mean, it's hard to argue against.
It's hard to argue against.
But
so you have to take it.
But I don't want to negate, even though it's immeasurable, which is why certain arguments I won't enter into, and I try to lately try to be better or not, because
which is
the eye test is something that it's immeasurable,
right.
And so when I say it has to be taken into account, it's hard to take into account because there's not things that you can use to verify. But it's important to me. It's extremely important.
Listen, to me, but to me, the eye test is still dealing with
opinion.
It's still dealing with like. It's not dealing with like I could say. Let's say I go, okay, I see a girl, and to me, she is the finest girl in the world, right? Do you know that there's a way to measure attraction?
Yeah.
There's scientific ways to measure attraction.
It starts from the crown of your head to 2 meters or 2 centimeters, right? From your head, forehead to your eyebrow.
It's all based off of symmetry, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we have first we have a face, which is predicated upon symmetry. The symmetry of a woman's face is going to determine her level of attraction, right? Measurably, 1, and then 2, we're doing with makeup of the body, wideness of the hip. It said all these various things, and fitness for childbirth. These are the measurable scientific ways of attraction, right? All that's fine. You can have a girl that doesn't meet that metric that you personally like, and she does it for you, and that's fine. She can be the finest girl in the world to you. That does not make her the actual finest girl in the world.
But there is a standard.
Because there is a standard as far as if you're taking your own person. Everybody or a lot of us have types, right? I like this type of girl. It really don't matter to me. That might not be your type, right? This is what I like, so that's what matters to me. But I can't make the argument that this is the baddest bitch on earth just because I like her. You see what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Okay.
So this is what I feel like he convolutes what he likes versus what is
That's 100%. That's 100% fair. Because
I like Blake Griffin.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to superimpose him in the top 10.
That's fair, and I do that, and that's true. So here's what I will say. To me, let me preface it with this then.
Okay.
To me, Kobe Bryant is the greatest basketball. He's not the greatest. He's the best basketball player to me. So that's why when I get
greatest.
I was just about to ask.
Here's what I mean with the difference between best and greatest, right? And I know we're kind of dragging this on. Muhammad Ali is the greatest fighter ever, or boxer ever. Floyd Mayweather is the best. Because that goes into legacy, things that you even do outside of the ring, etc. Right? That's what I mean. So to me, Kobe's the best. Jordan's the most legendary. You see what I'm saying?
Is the greatest.
Greatness. You see what I'm saying? So that's why.
Hold on. Now, LeBron is greater than Kobe.
LeBron.
Hold on. I want you to say.
No.
See.
No.
Why not?
Especially with the recent tragedy, no. That just elevates his legendary status.
Here's the problem.
And his final game.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
Who built a fucking school and sent multiple? Hold on. And sent black people to fucking college.
Yo, I think.
LeBron is a greater person than
Michael
Kobe.
Jordan ever would be.
Listen, than
Michael Jordan.
Than Kobe, Mike, any of them niggas.
There's things Kobe's done too, but I'll give you
He's
that.
a greater nigga, bro.
That's why
if you really want to, go ahead. My bad. So
when I was always speaks to the point where outside the Bible, you do that's me speaking of my own, and I guess sometimes I don't voice that enough. This is how I feel. You see what I'm saying? I don't. sometimes I try to superimpose my feelings, what I believe. See, because when you say believe in fact, those two things sometimes coincide with each other.
Sometimes don't.
So that's why I can believe something to be fact, because in my mind, when I say facts, I just associate that with true.
Yeah.
I believe Kobe's the best. I believe that to be a fact.
I'm with you.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why when I say these things, I don't say it like it's like, you idiot. Don't you, like, that's just the facts. That's what I believe, and because I believe it, I'm not believing in something not true. I'm not believing in a falsehood. That's what I believe to be true. What I believe to be fact.
I think LeBron James does have the greatest legacy when it comes to basketball.
Yeah, without question.
What do you mean legacy?
Just overall.
Because
not just on and
Here's
off
the best story. Here's the best story.
What do you mean story? I don't understand.
Listen, just on and off the court, his whole life.
It's better than Jordan.
He's listen.
You can have that.
These other guys, Kobe, Jordan, they're better than him on the court. But LeBron is great on the court.
Absolutely.
Right? He ain't greater than them, but he's great on the court. But off the court, I mean, he's phenomenal.
He's the best NBA athlete off the court. I think that's fair. How he stands up for our people, he does, certainly, and he just did 3 days ago against the soccer player. So, but I think that's a fair list. I don't think there was anybody on there. Isaiah Thomas is top 15 to me. You know what I'm saying? but outside of that, I like the list.
Yeah.
I do think it's heinous to put him above Steph, but that's what I believe to be true.
But it's not heinous because Steph can do one thing. Great.
So much better than everybody, though. That was my premise.
But
there's no one close.
Not Larry Bird?
No. Larry Bird is not even in the same stratosphere as Steph Curry.
But Larry Bird can do it all. Larry Bird can shoot. He can go to the rack. He can defend.
Rebound.
Right? So.
Mm-hmm. He can do those. Certainly he can.
But it's a known fact that we have one guy that can do 5 things.
Curry's shooting is. Let me say this. Larry Bird shooting is.
But wait a minute, though. Hold on.
I don't want to drive this on.
We got to close out.
All right.
But with that great conversation, we give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh. Shemi, I was trying to say shalom.
Shalom.